If you wanna be my friend, you better go and get a pen. And maybe we can keep in touch like they did in the old days. It wasn't so long ago. And I wish you
Oh, you got it.
I went too deep in the back of the throat. I almost started to choke a
At
little
one
bit.
point, I started thinking about how if this were like the mid '90s, there would be like a very like non-hip rap interlude. If you want to be my friend, you got to stick around to the very end.
Yeah.
Like,
We should have. Will Patrick add that? Can he add that in?
yes.
All right.
Because I've been wanting to write you for a while, see your face and make you smile.
You know, I think if we announced
that
this,
was great.
It was good. It was good. It's expected. I think you're that good. So I was expecting. It to
I
be
thought
that
you were
bar.
saying everybody know you'd go smile.
Everyone
Okay.
knew Smile was going. And Weil. Okay. And Pile. But I think if we announce it, maybe we'll do a better job of actually getting in there. By the end of this year, we're gonna have some new jingle jangles going into
This is how we
fucking
hold
show.
ourselves accountable.
This is how we hold ourselves accountable.
But also, we will forget
Hashtag
we said this.
Subject to change. Or in this case, hashtag subject to stay exactly as it currently is. But yeah, we have Patrick has sent
This
us
is
some
how bad
stuff.
I am, Roy.
We just got to get on it.
This
We're
is how
so
bad I am.
slow.
Somebody online hit me up and they're like, "Any updates on JP?" And I'm like, "JP?" And they go, "Jack Phillips." I was like,
I'm not gonna lie. The charm of this show is that we are barely here.
right. We mean it. When we are
mean
here-
it, and when we're here, we're focused. We're
Right.
laser focused.
Right.
But
Then we
once
get
we
out-
walk out of here, we leave here. We leave here.
This is like Severance.
Hashtag leave here. We
this-
are severance.
Severance.
We are severance.
We went through a procedure.
Yeah.
We give it all. And then we
Yeah.
leave here. I go back to my husband. You go back to the factory you sleep in.
Yep.
What else? Do we have anything important? I mean, we'll do a plug after the deal. Stick around for the ads if you've missed out on my big stuff.
Yeah.
Huge announcement. A whole
June
new
3rd.
a
June
whole
3rd, you
new-
can watch these two faces
I know.
on Physical.
I wonder
I'm
if
gonna
we-
put that at the beginning.
I
want
wonder if
people
we're
to
in
check
the
it out.
same shot.
I bet we are.
Because if you are going from Rose's perspective, are you in the background eating like a bacon wrap date?
Or just having some drinks and chatting with no one. Trying
know.
to chat, then some takes I wasn't chatting. Then I was getting real irritated on some takes, trying to see if that was funny. You know, just really some stellar background work from
Yeah.
me. A lot of people are
And
going to say that.
me wearing brown.
That's right. And you brown at night.
No, the only thing I'll say is if you're new, first of all, welcome. The water's warm.
Welcome.
It's the Pen Pals Podcast, 5419 Hollywood Boulevard. This is the address. Suite C, 121 Los Angeles, California, 900.
27.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to send us something, that's
And then-
care of the Pen Pals Podcast.
And then if you want to email us, it's thepenpalspot@gmail.com. And if you ever want to hear about follow-ups to these letters, and if you're going, I already know, that's great.
join the
Let me
Patreon.
type for a second.
Get
Join the
into that.
Patreon.
The
Episode every
water's
week.
even
One
more,
letter.
that's
We
more of a
follow-
hot tub.
Yeah.
It's a real hot tub sort
Yeah.
of place to be.
All
4
right.
episodes a month. It's $5, and you get 4 extra episodes.
And you get to hear about what happened to people.
And you get to hear. That's where the sagas come in. That's
Saga.
where saga, and you just hear where the stories are going, and what replies we're getting from
Right.
different people.
You Saga go?
Let's
go to the letters! Are we snapping?
I don't know.
Okay.
Are you going?
Are you going?
Who's going?
You
Who's
go.
gonna go?
No, I'll go.
You go.
I'll go?
You go.
Okay.
Just put
You don't want to
back
go?
over here. You do it.
Okay, fine. And maybe we could keep in touch like they did in the old days. It wasn't so long ago, and I wish you well. Sign your pen pal.
That's great.
I never open it.
How great! The
Look at that.
handwriting, the design of it.
Do you think they made that?
No, maybe.
You think they just found a keep in touch and were like, I have to write?
I think so. I'm willing to bet that did happen. But there is that a company, Two Hermanas? Two
Yeah.
sisters? Is that what that is?
Two Hermanas?
Yeah. Is that sisters?
Well, I only learned Hermano from Arrested Development like everybody else.
Oh.
Hey,
Well, I don't know if that's how everyone else learned it.
I bet you a lot of people Hey, did you learn Hermano from Arrested Development? If so, write to us, the Pen
If
Pals
so,
Pod
call
at
in
gmail.com.
1-800-Pen Pals.
Okay, ready? Also, love a good dated letter. I can't say this enough.
You know what I saw a commercial for not that long ago?
Dated letters?
No, like the hotline, like sex chat.
Still going?
I saw a commercial, a current day commercial, and it was like 1-900 sex chat, and I was like, I can't believe that's still an accessible thing.
What do you, it's like paper companies, print media, typewriters,
Sex chat.
camera film development,
Yeah,
and sex chatting.
yeah.
Who sex chats?
I don't know, but it was enough to facilitate a commercial.
Also, couldn't you just go online, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and go, does anybody want to talk dirty for a few minutes?
Yeah, I'll Venmo you $10.
I don't even think you'd have to do that.
Yeah.
I think you'd find somebody else who goes, yes, I would love to.
I'm gonna try this. Let's start a sex chat thing.
For free? We make no money on it.
It's fun though. It gets something
We
out.
can't
You know
even
what I mean?
get new jingles into this show.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's because we're too focused
Look,
on our sex chat
I
endeavor.
need to say, God, I fucking hate my own wokeness. If you enjoy sexual gratification from talking to people on the phone, and also the transactional purchase of it is what helps get you aroused.
Wait, are we making fun of it?
No, I'm not.
I think we're just shocked it still exists as a
I
service.
still think it's so stupid, but I don't want to slut shame people for whatever does it for them. Like they're like, I really like paying
Look,
for my convo.
I'm on.
in a-
I'm on that. You're not. I would be into it, and you're not slut shaming me.
Have you ever had phone sex?
No, but I think
You have never had, we're on a goddamn rotary jerking each
Wait,
other with our words.
Your example includes a rotary phone.
I'm saying going all the way back. You've never been
my
corded
wife
up
and
with
I-
one hand in your pocket?
My wife and I have a very Christian relationship, and so
Then you know what? Your answer would be yes. If that was true, you would be like, that's how we. That's
that
how we.
is true. That is true.
You've never been on the phone with somebody.
But let me clarify.
And
Here's
went
what I
to
mean to say.
Funtown.
Here's what I mean to say. When you say, "Have you ever had phone sex?" I'm still in the vein of we're talking about sex chat. I have never dialed a 1-900 number to like listen to a sex chat thing. But I will say this. I think.
I have. I was a kid.
But when you were a kid, because
By kid, I mean like 13.
do you remember
14.
when you would go for me, it was like going to hotels for like soccer tournaments, and all the guys would go into a room, and they had like the thing where you could get the SpectraVision or whatever, you could get the movies, and you were you could watch
Like
the
5
first
minutes,
5 minutes
yeah.
of porn,
Right.
and then turn it off, and you wouldn't be charged for it,
Right.
And so we
You were
would
really
do
hoping this
we would
wasn't
go
like
to
a Riders on the Storm
Yeah.
situation where there's 9 minutes of
Yeah.
nothing before we get to it. Yeah.
And so we went to all the rooms and we would do that to see what it was.
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense. But for some reason, I feel like there was also something in that with like 900 sex chat numbers where you could dial it.
Yeah, they would do.
But if you hung up at a certain time, you didn't get it wasn't a charge for it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember because that's a dangerous game because that bill
The most dangerous.
That's going to your parents.
Right.
And if that bill's any higher than what it's supposed to be, they're looking at the
At all.
breakdown. Like,
Yes.
what is this? I think it was like 1-900 wet girls or wet boys.
What?
Yeah, I think those were the two.
Wet
You could either one of them. Wet girls, wet, boys.
Well, I
1-900.
like that.
Yeah.
Everybody gets what they want.
Everyone gets what they want out of it. Well, unless you're into dry.
Wait, you are. I just need to know this for sure.
Yeah.
You've never been on the phone and gotten it off with another person.
Yes, I'm saying when I said no, it was because I was in that
900.
context of calling a sex
about-
chat thing, which I haven't done.
And we'll save this for another episode.
But in that wokeness, look, if someone's like, look, let's try it. Like, look, let me just chat with my wife, make sure she's okay with this 900
Yeah.
sex chat.
Also,
She'd probably be like, put it on speakerphone. I want to see what they say.
we'll save it for another episode, which means I'll forget about it, and then just someday in our life it'll come up again.
Yeah.
Squiggly porn. Did you guys call
yeah,
it that?
yeah, yeah.
What did you guys call it?
That was when it was like on like pay-per-view or something.
Yeah, but you could go to that channel,
Yeah.
and it would be all like.
I don't
but
know
every
what
once
we
in a while
called
you
it,
get
but-
like half a boob on one side
Yeah.
of the screen, and then like a penis in the bottom right corner
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
other.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're singing then.
Yeah, it was the best.
It was.
It's so
And
accessible.
then everybody
now.
had that friend whose dad had one of those
It's
converter
so
boxes.
accessible now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't even know that. Do they even care? Does anybody care?
No.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Dear Dan and Rory.
That's us, and that's
Correct order.
No, yeah, but is that what you want, Dan?
No, I want Daniel.
All right.
Okay.
Well, throughout this letter, I'll call you Dan just to see if you really want that order.
Oh, right here in parentheses, in birth order. Also, I love you so much, Dan. Okay. So, should be Daniel. Then you say it's only because of birth order.
But I love that you're emotionally confused because someone goes, "I love you so much, Dan." You're like, that does feel great. I just wish there were 3 more letters involved.
Here we go. Ready?
I am ready.
I want to be there for my best friend. Let's call her Jax. But lately, I've noticed that she's a bit of a martyr. She will complain about something ad nauseum for years, all caps, and do nothing to change it. She isn't just venting, which would be normal and welcome in a friendship. She is monopolizing every interaction to rehash her inner same negative feelings about her work or her husband. It has become a years-long case of wallowing.
That's what a martyr is?
She's always the victim for somebody for like a greater cause, I would think, right? Like, and I do all this to, and I'm on the cross for all these other people. Worst of all, she doesn't make space for others to talk through their own circumstances. One egregious example, when I was distraught to learn that my grandma was dying just months after my dad's sudden death, I met up with Jax for moral support. She was fairly dismissive of me and dominated the conversation with complaints about her marriage. Side note, for all her complaining, she's also the type of girl who is constantly saying, good vibes only. So there's that. I can't stand it anymore, but I realize that setting firm boundaries with a martyr sometimes just gives them fodder for playing the victim more. How would you approach this delicate situation? I love you both. Jules.
You know what the good vibes thing makes me think of?
Yeah.
All those people on like Instagram or Twitter who say something vicious and hateful and their bio is like, father, Christian,
Yeah.
student of God,
Right.
love until you die.
Right,
Like,
right.
whatever.
Let love reign. Lead with love.
Yeah, lead with love. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what are you fucking? And then they wrote, I hope you die soon and it's bad, you fucking piece of shit.
Can I also say, I think
You're like,
and
you're fake.
Alyssa heard me say this a few months ago. I think I'm done with vibes
Oh, as a thing.
as a word, but I like it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like the intent of it. I like the
Here's
feeling of
what
it.
I think.
I just
think
felt
you're done
a
with
little
it as
played
an
out.
advertisement. You're done with it as an advertisement.
But no,
you're done with, like,
even in me, I'm like, I didn't want to mess up the vibe.
I don't know.
How was the vibe?
Well,
I think me,
that's
I
another way of
overplayed it
saying
for
like
myself.
energy. I know what you
I know.
mean.
Yeah.
But like I feel
I did it to me.
I think I go into saying vibe because I think I said energy so much. And I'm like, I don't know. What do I sound like when I'm saying energy? The
What is
thing
the
is,
third?
energy and vibes it is so real. You almost
So
wish
real.
there was a different
Tone?
way to say it or a different word to say it because it is absolutely real.
Let's
but
create one.
But energy, being like, dude, your energy is really good. That's been ruined by my wife and all her crystal friends.
Oh, my God.
And then
You are so right. These, I'm like,
But then
she's out
vibes-
here staring at the fucking moon,
Yeah.
saying like, the energy is flowing.
the energy from the moon, and you're like, it's yes, but you're overusing. You stole that. But vibes is like with the like good vibes, like wine vibes. You're like, vibes is a thing too.
Vibes is the like frat sorority of energy.
Yes, well, because it's vibrations. Someone wouldn't go good.
Picking
like,
up.
When someone goes good vibrations, Beach Boys.
Yeah.
When someone says good vibrations, you're like, you almost should have to say the whole thing because that's what it. When you say good vibes, it's like, I know what you mean.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
But what is your? It
But
also, is
it's
perfect.
hard to not say those things. Like you walk in, you go, dude, the vibe in here is so good, and you're like, I don't want to say that. But anyway, dude, the energy in here is so good. Everyone's like, do you have a third option? You're
Right.
like,
Did you bring your own waterfall?
You're like,
and
I don't
some
know if there is.
chimes for your energy.
And
in
then you're
this
like,
room?
I did though.
My wife makes me carry this
She
stone.
makes me carry these chakra stones. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But you're only done with it I think because you're like, I'm not a guy that says it's wine o'clock somewhere, and that's what like that's vibes. The vibes are you're overdoing the wine. Like,
But then I bring other things together. I'm like, I really love, like, I could be talking about midnight.
Yeah.
I could be talking about 11 a.m. and I will
Yeah.
be like, I just really want like a happy hour vibe.
Yeah.
So now I'm taking two things, like this
Yeah.
idea of what happy hour is
Yeah.
and what that feeling is. Like, we got all night.
You've bottled up what that. That's become a candle scent to you now.
Maybe that's what I'll do. I was like, very happy hour. I don't want to mess up I don't want to mess up the happy hour.
Oh, it's so happy hour in here. Oh, that's good. Or find the descriptions of what the things are, so you don't say vibes. And someone goes, "Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you mean." Like, oh my god, dude, it's like so church league basketball right now. I'd be like, yeah, it is
kind of. All right, Roar, what do you do when you have a friend who is constantly saying, this is wrong, they're always complaining about their job, and then also they're not really making room for your loss of your dad or your grandma.
I'm not gonna lie.
And
this is a difficult face to face. This is the only solution to me is an F2F. You can't. It's like saying, well, maybe if we put water around the fire will go. It's like you can't. You have to put the water right at the base of the fire. And that, to me, it is having an F2F. But what's difficult is that I think personally, not only does the card sort of match your shirt and the sign, but I hold it right up there. And then hold it right there. Oh, it's less the sign and more your shirt.
These all live in the same family.
These are all the same
This
family.
again? This is how
That's how this person really crushed this letter.
This is how here. This is when you're like, this is how we plug our YouTube by accident.
Yeah.
Where we tell people like, you gotta.
Oh yeah, if you want to see it by accident, no. Everything is calculated on this show.
We're like Christopher Nolan. We should get him on.
But we should have him. I think it's difficult because that kind of personality type, I think, and this is my own personal opinion, I think they're maybe one of the most difficult to go F2F with
because they're very sun and plant. Everything is around them.
Because there is this sort of victim-based.
That's what she said.
Yes, this victim-based sort of perception of reality. When you go to
setting
confront
boundaries
them
with a martyr sometimes gives them more fodder for playing the victim.
Yes, and so I think once you confront them about this, you are now, in this scenario, you're confronting me, and now I'm perceiving you as the aggressor, and I am the victim, where it's like, no, you're mad about something, and you're taking it out on me. And so, to me, this is one of the most difficult F2Fs, I think, out there because of the personality type that you're going up against. It's difficult sometimes to pull someone out. It's a narcissism.
This is why.
Narcissists are difficult.
I never say this. There's a thought for me that you don't go F2F
You leave
at all.
You get out.
No.
You run.
You try to do a like frog in a frying pan culture change. So when they want to wallow, you're like, hey, come on, let's just go. Like you don't, you just cut it off.
Oh.
Or if you can, be like, I have to get going, or I have to get off the phone, and you just try to slowly
Get away from it.
shift it to where now here's what's going to happen. If they start to identify you as somebody that they can't just, martyr themselves and wallow in all their stuff, how much of them will still want to be your friend?
Are you trying to save this friendship?
I think by what I'm doing,
Is that what's happening?
I feel like that.
Is that the vibe?
Yeah. She says, I want to be there for my best friend. You son of a bitch. I got you. But like, I think that it's like,
I'll tell you what it is. This
Would
is,
that person
this is,
stop
this
being
is
your
a
friend?
total season 5 Beverly Hills 90210.
hit me.
No, that's the vibe.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You got me again.
Season 5 is like so specific.
Did it-
This is like season
It went 5
5,
seasons,
episode 3.
It went 5 seasons, right? Had to.
I think it went 10.
You think Beverly Hills 90210? 10.
Lissa.
10.
Come on.
No, she doesn't even have a mic. 10.
Yeah, but she can nod.
10. Hold on. What? Honest to God.
10. I
You're
think it's
going
10.
with 10?
I'm going with 10.
I think the final season of Beverly Hills 90210 was season 7.
It's 10.
Whoa! Oh!
Do you want to know why I know?
I sort of never want to know why you know.
I think you'd like how I know.
Okay.
Because it isn't knowledge from being a fan. It's because when the final season was airing, I worked at a store in Greenville, South Carolina called Jason's
I
Furniture.
was gonna make you say.
And when they were hyping the finale on the radio was constantly 10 years ago, 2 kids moved from Minnesota or wherever it was, Minnesota to Beverly Hills. And that ad played so many times, it is seared into my brain that we watched a 10-year story.
Brendan and what is it?
Also,
What's her name?
Brenda. Brendan and
Brendan
Brenda.
and Brenda. Oh, because
Yeah,
they're twins.
They were twins.
right? Yeah.
And come on, parents. I think, or a fun note is that me and my buddy had to wear a uniform to Jason's Furniture. Where we were building furniture.
What was the uniform?
It was just a shirt and like jeans. But we were like in the back building furniture, which I don't really know how to do. And we were like doing it. I'm truly blowing my own mind every day, being like, I made a desk, and not like it's not IKEA, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a desk.
Yeah.
But we went to a party that someone was having to watch the finale, and we just showed up like everyone was dressed up. And like we showed up like assholes with our case of beer. We just got off work. We just looked like the guys who were like, "What are you guys watching a show in here?" Like cigarettes
They got
inside
fancy
someone's
for
house.
it?
People got fancy. They've been watching it for a decade of their lives. So
Oh, my God.
we show up as assholes to ruin their vibe.
Okay.
And I look back and I do feel kind of bad about it, but I also look back and I remember we had some pretty solid bits going. I think we took a case and it was empty. We put it on our heads and we put 2 holes in it for our eyes. And we were like, I think.
Donna Martin intoxicates.
Well, I think.
Donna Martin
I
intoxicates.
think we were like. I think we were like, this isn't one of the characters. This is not one of the characters in the show because we were like dressed up like characters.
Right, yeah.
This is not a character. All right.
You know, whenever I tell these stories, I just always think of comics.
Which is a good bit.
Comics who haven't been channeled yet. Like it hasn't been, it's just a live wire of like bits and like, we don't have our
It needs
place.
someone from the phone company to come over. Like,
We're going to plug this into a stage, an open mic, and then you won't have to deal with this problem anymore.
you want to
I mean,
only paying customers will have to deal with this.
cut to Jordan. No, I still deal.
Yeah.
I still
or
deal.
people at a sports bar who didn't know this was coming.
Right, yeah.
Donna Martin intoxicates. Get out of here.
Yeah. Okay, so my strategy on this would almost be I would try to change the culture of
Can I
the
give it a
relationship.
title? You're talking about a box out. You're saying protect the lane.
Yeah, a little
box
bit.
Out. Box out, get the rebound.
But she says here, you set boundaries that person makes, but it's not the boundaries you're setting, it's the confrontation of telling this person I can no longer blank. And now they're like, you too. And then that becomes like a whole deal,
know.
right? But I think if you
be
go,
prepared. I think one note, be prepared for the if you confront them, be prepared for this relationship to possibly end.
oh, you're definitely gonna have a fight.
You're gonna have a fight, but there is a I don't want to ever say someone can't change or the light bulb can't go off. This is why I think mushrooms are highly important, because if you took that person out and said, we're going to do mushrooms, that light bulb's going to go off. And they're going to go, you know what? I got to be less me. It kills the ego.
You're gonna think I'm joking.
You need a drug that kills the ego. That's mushrooms.
The most effective way to do this, and you can't,
Drug them.
is record them and be like,
But then you're a weirdo.
of course.
Yeah.
Which is why, crazily,
Creepy
the best way to
vibes.
do that sort of thing is get them on like a Dr. Phil type show.
It's the most effort. It's right into Dr. Phil.
Don't you remember?
Try to get on.
Don't you remember the follow-ups to Ricky Lake and all these when they would be like, you know what, I saw myself on the show and I heard all
Those
the
were
things
the
I
first
said.
Patreons.
For us. Yeah. But like,
I do remember. Yeah, I saw
and they
myself
would-
on the show.
Now I've changed.
Yeah.
It's like you need some way for them to see it.
You can't record them because then
Of
it's
course
like
you can't.
You're
Of course you can't.
you're gross.
Right. Of course you can't.
Yeah.
But that is the some way to hold up a mirror is the most effective and least likely way you'll ever get to do it.
It's tough because that to me, and I think I'm right, but to me that's narcissism, right? Like
This
someone's
person?
like, oh, me, like, oh,
Yes.
your
Yeah.
dad passed
That's what I
away
said.
and your grandmother
they're
just
the
died.
sun. They're the sun.
Let's talk about my
Yeah,
stuff.
they're the sun. It
Yes.
revolves around them.
Yes, and I think it's difficult. I just think of all the personality types. It's more than just narcissism. There's something else to it. But of all the personality types, I think it is one of the hardest to really get through to. And unless you really think, and we don't know this person, if there's this little sliver, this little crack in the wall where light is coming through, and you think, like, if I can just say, look, here's what I will say. If you're going to confront them, it's going to all be about presentation. So you better have your case.
I don't know, man.
You got to have your case
might
ready
not
to go.
matter.
If you're going to confront. I'm saying if you confront.
Right.
I think Daniel's got a good idea too. See how that goes.
I
But
would
if you
just
want to hit it
change the
head on,
culture little
you
by
better
little.
have your A game, and you better be prepared to walk away or have that person walk away. But at the same time, there is a chance that someone just needs pointed out to them, you act like this and you behave this way. And there's a way to do it. I think it's maybe small missiles.
Can I ask-
It's like saying, it's like going up going, like, I just want to tell you something that's really bothered me is that when my dad died and then my grandmother died, and I told you that and I really looked for comfort in you.
I'm with you.
You talked about your marriage and yourself. And I just want you to know that's often a thing that happens is you take a thing and you make it about you, and it seems like you don't care about me. So I'm
That's
going to
how
walk
you
away.
make it about
I'm going
you.
to walk away. Small missile. I'm going to walk away. Sit with that. I'm not trying. I want to hang out. I want to be your friend. If I didn't, maybe you got to say this. If I didn't want to be your friend, I wouldn't confront
We
you.
wouldn't even have this conversation.
But I want to fix this.
Right.
But I can't be a part of this.
Well, because there's actually two issues. One is you're always wallowing all the time. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
The other is I have a thing I need to share, and you don't reciprocate. You
Yes.
don't come back. to me.
Yes.
Those are two different things. So maybe you're right. The F2F is a bit. Come at the F2F of like about me.
Yeah.
And you know what? I need more
Yes.
in our friendship.
Yes.
Are you willing to give me more?
yeah. And then
if
they're going to
tell you
see it's
no,
about you, and you got to be ready for that.
Right.
Be ready for that.
Jeff
card.
Tate said this once on an episode of another podcast, No Free Ads, and he said,
The name of that podcast is No Free Ads.
he said, when it comes to a narcissist, you are either a threat to the ego or you are feeding it, and there is no in between.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, it's argued that once you say,
He read that on a Snapple
"Oh, I'm
cap.
sure he did," it's actually I think he was drinking Snapple when he said it.
Wait, you
'Cause,
guys.
no, I just heard it go with the lid a lot. It was like, remember the lid?
up.
Gatorade.
So good.
Gatorade.
You're doing it so good. Gatorade?
Remember the glass?
Snapple
Remember the
more.
glass Gatorade bottles and the orange lid? And you
I
go,
barely do. I barely do.
there are people right now being like, "What the fuck am I listening to?" But other
Yeah.
people are going, "Yeah," and
Yeah.
yes. So in this scenario, once you say, "Hey, I need this to be more about me, and I don't want to hear about your wallowing as much,"
Yeah.
that is a threat to their ego. So be ready to go, you're out. Because if you've been listening all the time and you're not demanding that they listen to your problems, you are feeding their ego.
That's right.
So that's a tricky deal.
That's why.
But I love
think
what
you're
you
in a
said, where
dangerous
you go,
place.
I'm only having this conversation because I love you and I love this friendship.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, let us know. Write in. Tell us how it goes. Let us know what happens. I think you could go the culture and Rory's thing. You could also just go all Rory's thing. God knows I love an F2F, but either way, I hope you get to an RRGT. Sincerely, we wish you well. Your pen pals, Daniel Van Kirk.
And Rory Van Scovel.
And we're back. You know what I was thinking about? There are people right now who have a desk or a table or something that you built and
That's
they don't
right.
even know it.
That's right. That's out there in the world. That is out there in the
Could
world.
be anywhere.
Or they threw it into a fire immediately.
We've done that at the cabin before. It's so much fun.
All right. You need it. Well, speaking of which, good for
Wait,
you.
before we do that.
Look at that. You ever take a boat out on the cabin lake?
Ooh,
the cabin
that's
lake?
beautiful.
What lake is it?
Let's not say.
Okay.
But
Keep it private.
Yeah.
I get it. Do you think quality meets are still happening? We only did it twice, two or three times.
I think they're coming back. Oh, those people
the
specifically?
two people that in the very first ever quality meets in Dallas.
The massage.
You got someone, I got
it was
someone.
a massage.
Yeah.
A massagist. What's wrong with me? Massage therapist
A massagist.
and a misogynist. A problematic
That
massager.
would be. Yeah, that's on you. If you knew they were a misogynist and you said I'll take the massage, that's going to be a little bit on you.
I hope that somehow or another they kept in touch, but it's been a long
3
December.
years.
Yeah.
Long December.
Okay, you ready?
Dear pen pals, for the love of Pete, by the way, this is in old school cursive, which is really fun.
Ooh,
You don't see
looks
that.
Like
You
that
don't
looks
get
like
that.
an ant wrote that.
I might have written this. Dear pen pals, for
My
the
name
love
is
of
Rory.
I'm Rory. Daniel bothers me, and here's what I would like for him to change. But then I'm so nervous. I'm like, I swear to God, I didn't write this.
Right.
Dear Pen Pals, for the love of Pete, when are you two cackling idiots going to the cabin together and recording a short, very special, those are 2 words that are all caps, on location series of Pen Pals shows? Sitting in your Adirondack chairs with your microphones overlooking the lake.
Come on.
How has this not happened yet? My mom gave me this greeting card, not stationary, from the mouth and foot painting artists. Rory, have you ever tried painting with your mouth or feet or something other than your hands? I wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pal, VL. The mouth and foot painting artist.
Wait,
That
someone
is insane.
painted this with their mouth or foot?
Take a closer look at that.
Wow.
That's solid. That's solid.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Do you do anything with your feet?
Not even walk.
That laugh. Do you ever pick stuff up with your feet and hand it to yourself?
Sometimes, yeah. And it feels good.
Your own underwear.
You just
'Cause
feel
you're
like
dumb and
it's
wear
when you,
underwear.
when
You know what
pick
I don't
something
have
up-
to do? Pick up underwear.
Why?
Because I don't wear any.
Oh, that's right. You're gross. That's right. You're
Oh,
gross.
stop it.
When you do pick something up with your toes and you hand it to yourself, you're like, yes, we evolved from apes.
Do you have nice feet?
How else could I have done that?
Do you have nice feet?
They're okay.
I have nice feet.
I think they're okay.
But my toes are long. And so I can grip.
Yeah.
I can get stuff.
Yeah.
I could probably pick up a pencil.
Is that a self-review or has someone said you have really nice feet?
No, I've been told.
Pedicures? You ever do that?
I have only ever done one.
I've only done one. I loved it. And I said, I'm going to do this all the time. And then I never did.
You and acupuncture and feet.
Manicures too. Like, you know, you're just like, I'm not going to do that. That's ladies. That is how you're raised.
But
You're
how
like,
do you-
ladies go and do manicures and pedicures. And sure, I'm sure if you put the numbers together, probably more women are doing it. But the men who have gone and done it and they're like, you really got to do it. They're right. If
Yeah,
there's
they're
anyone in
100%
your
right.
life that says, go get a manicure and pedicure, and there's a small part of you that's like, that's not for me. Believe me when I say, when you're sitting there and someone's doing it to you, you go, oh wait, this is for everybody. This is unreal.
Wonderful.
Feels so good.
Some people, though,
It's
you
like
see some
taking your
people's
car. It's like
feet
going
and
to a
it's-
car wash.
Yeah, for your
Okay,
feet.
you got to go to a car wash every
For
now
feet.
and
Okay.
then.
So
Give
wait,
me this back.
You've never painted with your...
No, but I would be willing to try it. I'm not opposed to it. My instinct is that I wouldn't enjoy it, but I'm willing to try it.
I'd be interested to see what you could do.
I am
Because here's
too.
the deal.
Foot seems, for obvious reasons, foot seems way harder. That control seems insane.
I would think the opposite.
Oh, really? For some reason, I feel like mouth could you could be a little more direct. Whereas like foot, I honestly don't know. I would be willing to try.
We were talking about this earlier today, that you were like, could anybody get good enough at anything if they try? Like,
Yeah.
like bowling or whatever. Like could every person
Yeah.
with 3 months or a year, I don't even know what it is. Just
Hold
a
on,
solid
we
amount
should
of-
back up because this is the Patreon. The next one we're going to record is this topic.
Well, let's just talk about it in the Patreon.
Okay.
But I'll ask you, do you think you could do anything with your feet over time?
With a certain amount of time?
Yes, you'd have to.
I
People
think
do
so.
it when they lose
I
their
think so.
arms or whatever, right?
I think so. I think most things are I think it's like I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's almost like a means of survival, but like it's something where like if someone makes the choice and says, I'm going to paint with my feet. I don't have to, but I'm going to paint with my feet. I think you would yield different results than someone being, well, I have to paint with my feet. So
I feel
my
like that's
brain is wired differently knowing that this is what I'm having to do.
Am I a weirdo for thinking that's insulting if you don't have to use your feet and you do, and some people have to use their feet?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's insulting. I mean, if someone goes, hey, experiment and try to paint with
You
your
don't
feet,
see
I think
people
you're
being
just
like,
like
I
trying
just
it.
like being in a wheelchair. I just like
Oh,
it.
I mean, in that sense, if someone's like, yeah, just trying out a wheelchair, like, you know what? It's interesting you ask that because if I'm in a wheelchair and someone goes, yeah, I sat in a wheelchair to see what it's like, I would go, that actually seems more respectful because you're curious, what is my situation like by seeing if that's their intent.
Can I ask you a totally random
They also could be
question?
doing a bit and they're like, all right, this
Can I
is
ask you a totally random? This
Yes.
is Pen Pals being a place for friends.
See, we need a jingle right there.
Do you know?
Place for friends.
Hell yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna record it. I take over.
You just did.
I rewrite.
You
the
just
themes.
did. Oh, and I come in with a rap?
But it's such a short jingle. People are like, why did the rap come in? It's just so quick.
And that's the jingle that you just heard.
It's longer than
you
the
paid attention to every word.
longer than the jingle by like a minute. You're like, all right.
And it's that shitty, too. Like, it just ends with Dunkaroos. Okay.
Not sponsored by Dunkaroos.
Oh, God. I feel anxiety asking this question because you
Ask it. Ask.
Okay.
Yes.
This
No.
when you
I don't know.
people are gonna think we planned that.
Okay, go ahead.
When you take a picture with a person in a wheelchair
When you take a picture of them.
with them,
Okay.
not of. That's
Sure.
Do you bend down?
Oh, I don't know. I think sometimes. Yeah, I think it makes for a better picture.
But could you see if people some they can't speak for all, even if it's just them.
Yeah.
But some would say, no, just stay up, stand up. I
I
don't need you
I
to
think my instinct would bend down because I feel like that
We should be
creates
together.
a closer intimacy.
But then I do that sometimes just standing with people. If they're much shorter than me, I find myself doing like a lean thing.
Yeah, I think
and then
it's a
I look
natural-
weird in the photo because I'm like half
But
bent.
I think your heart's in the right place in a situation like that where it's because you're going, well, this would be a better photo. Like,
I wonder if
someone's
there's an
wheelchair and you feel
official
like you're standing
statement.
up. If they were like, no, I think, but
If
it's
there's
a
an official
preference of
stance
everybody.
from people.
Look, I
in-
think if someone comes to see you and they're a Daniel Van Kirk fan and they're in a wheelchair and they meet you afterwards and they take a picture and you bend
Yeah, let's get a
down to
photo.
take the picture, I think they're just like,
Okay.
I love Daniel. They wouldn't sit there going, whoa.
Okay. I honestly don't know the right term. Little person, small person,
I think
height challenge,
little person. I think little person.
I'm not. None of those. I'm trying to be offensive. None of them. I'm
Of
trying
course.
to be funny.
I think it's a little person. Yeah.
Do you do that then?
That's another great question. I don't know.
I don't
really
know either. But is there an official stance?
Yeah, and I just
No
for all
pun
the listeners,
intended.
I
Jesus
know,
Christ, no pun intended.
all of our listeners know this comes from the right place. It's genuine curiosity.
Yes,
what is the respectful etiquette?
that's why we do need a jingle because
agree with
we
you.
do run into these
I
times.
agree that these are good questions. These are great questions.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I forgive me for not.
I've
understanding.
been in this position,
The
but I
guy
don't
who's-
remember what I
great-
did.
That great comic that opens for Nate.
Yeah, Nick.
I want Nick could tell us.
Nick will tell
But
us.
he can. But
Nick will tell us.
But Nick could also go, I can only speak for me, assholes. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
What a whole.
Yeah.
But then maybe he would go, actually, there is a preferred. Like, I
Yeah,
have no
yeah.
idea.
Yeah. That's such an interesting question. I have to say, though, for someone in a wheelchair, if they wanted a picture with me, my instinct, which just the context of this question sounds so arrogant. Well, if they wanted a picture with me,
I know, but that's what happens.
we're in the situation where a show has ended.
Yes.
So because that is the context where someone would want a picture with me, a show has just ended, I would say, yeah, I would kneel down and I would assume that person would probably be like, yeah, I'm a fan who wants a picture, so I know you, and I know that this is probably you're doing this because you think this. Like, it never would be. I think anyone who ever does that, it shouldn't be. I would hope that
you
it's not
could.
perceived as some sort of.
If there was a quick folding chair, would you slide it over and sit down next to him to take the photo? And does that almost feel
That seems
better
like,
or worse?
That seems worse. That seems like
I
you went
almost
to
thought
Maggie
that
Hitch
could
Everett.
be like, oh yeah, I'll grab a seat. We'll take a picture together.
Yeah. Well,
Is that worse?
Maybe for the photo. Honestly, these are great questions. You should write into our show. You should write this letter to our show.
I'm writing to our pen pals right now.
Well, this is what's so funny is VL just wrote, hey, look, you guys should go to the cabin. Right? What is the etiquette on taking a photograph?
Look at this photograph. Why did he stand like that?
I think that doesn't make for a great picture. Someone's in a wheelchair and you're standing next to them. I don't think that makes for a great picture.
But I wonder, and
Because
I'll never know.
to
If
me,
I
a
was in a
great picture
wheelchair,
has to do with
if I was
the
in a wheelchair, we get a
spatial-
photo, right? And you like came down and be like, no, stand up. I just want to take a photo of you like normal.
Yeah.
Like I know you. You'd be like, you got
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
you would, and you'd also be like, oh, cool, I get that. Then you'd think like the
Yeah.
next person. I think I would ask like, do you want me to come down to you or just stand up?
Yeah.
But then, and I
You know,
know
the
that what I
context
just said
of
makes
this-
some people's skin crawl so much. If you said to a person in a wheelchair, do you want me to stand next to you or come down to
It
where
did-
you're
that
at? But
actually-
I would ask.
But your heart's in the right place. But I do agree. It's a cringeworthy moment because other people will be like, why just make a choice.
a
I think
curb
it's
your-
better just make a choice.
It's your Curb Your Enthusiasm where the guy's mad at Larry David because you're like, and you bend down to me. Like
That's
I'm
a
not
whole episode.
I
That might
know.
be a two-parter. My very last photograph with my grandfather, he's in a wheelchair and I'm bent down. We're at my sister's wedding and I'm like in there.
Yeah.
And he's in a wheelchair, and granted, there's a context there where that's my grandfather, so that's
Right.
obviously very different.
Very
and you would go,
familiar,
oh, you would be, you'd lean in and you'd get close.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something I had thought about. It was just like a very sharp instinct of like, well, of course, let's get a nice photo. Because I think there's also something to the eyes being on level, which I think makes for a good photo. But also, the more on level you are, the closer someone can get with getting the photograph. If you're there, but if it's here, you have to like back up. If someone's standing and someone's seated, and not just in a wheelchair. I mean, in any context, like if someone is sitting in a chair, there's pictures I have with family members, also at like weddings or events where, my grandmother or something is just sitting in a chair.
Yes.
And it's like, take a picture of the grandmother. I'm like crouching down and getting in there to like, take the photo and get close. And that's not a wheelchair situation. That's just someone in a chair. But your instinct is, well, this is a better photo. It looks weird if I'm standing.
I know.
I think family portraits look so
The Pink song.
strange.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and then
we'll all
Daniel,
wear blue.
Daniel, if you could just take your right hand like this and just
And
put
then
that on
turn,
Rosemary's
turn
shoulder,
out just a little bit,
and then turn this way,
and then
but
Rosemary,
then have your chin towards the camera.
why don't you look at
And
him
Rosemary,
a little bit?
Rosemary, if you could just put your two hands up on this fake wooden fence that we've placed in front of you to give the impression that you raised Daniel on a ranch at a Swedish farm.
Yeah.
We feel that would really accentuate who you are as a family.
Do you remember one of our biggest? Do you remember one of our biggest times with this?
What?
The fucking engagement photos where the guy is looking straight at the bride and the bride is just looking at and he's like right into like her face or vice versa.
Yeah.
We got very upset about that. That was like year one.
Yeah.
Like, get over your fucking self. Look at the person.
Oh,
who
the
loves
engagement
you.
photo.
Yes.
Jordan and I have a funny save the date. Was that a save the date? I think it was a save the date. I don't think it was the wedding invitation. I don't remember though. But we were at Andy Haynes' wedding and Mandy Johnson took a picture of us and Jordan is kissing my cheek and I'm staring right at the camera.
Fucking weirdo.
And it wasn't intentional, but it looks so cool. And I go, that's our save the date. And she goes, yeah, it should be. It's the definition of our relationship.
Yeah.
Here I am loving you. And you're like, where's the camera?
Okay. When do you want to go to the cabin?
We'll go this summer.
Yeah.
When do you go? When are you going to go?
I go all the time. I'm going to go.
Yeah, but when?
I'll be there. If I have I know I'll be there in June. And
When in June? This matters.
I'll definitely be there in July.
When in
Can
June?
we give specific dates off, Mike?
Yeah. No, we can't.
I want the address.
I won't hear them off mic. Yeah, this is great. We're gonna do it. We will. If we're both at the cabin, I mean, look. You're talking about bringing gear and stuff. I'm into it. I'm into it. If there's a painless, low key.
Those are called Zoom mics or Zoom recording deals.
Maybe we'll do a couple Patreons. We'll do a couple Patreons
because they don't mean that like we're on a beach with other people. They don't.
No,
mean
I think
live,
they want.
Right?
My impression is that they want us like on the porch.
The
or
impression
something.
that you get.
We've referenced a lot of songs this episode.
It's us.
I think they mean on a porch or like a deck or something.
We only have a patio. We don't have a deck.
We can't do it. Sorry.
But we could go down to the dock.
Nah.
Dude, we go down to the dock around.
You're talking about electronics and water.
There's no.
Chad's sweating right now.
No, we're fine.
Okay.
There's no wake after 7. Yeah. And we could sit down there. It's like
no
a
matter
sheet
who
of
it
glass.
is. No matter who it is.
Mm-mm.
No
Okay,
wake.
goddamn.
No wake after 7. No matter who it is.
I don't care if it's Alan Jackson.
I don't care who died. There's no wakes after 7.
We'll sit down there, dude. You'll be able to hear. Oh my God, being down at the lake around 7 o'clock in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
You can hear everybody on the lake.
Yeah.
Michael, bring that back here. No. And then you hear somebody else being like, David, when are we eating?
Yeah.
What are we eating? Okay, well, can you please call my mom then?
Yeah.
And tell, like, you can hear every conversation on the lake. It's gorgeous.
Can I bring Jordan?
Yes.
All right.
Do you want to bring Elliot?
I might have the week that we could do it.
Okay.
There's a week where Elliot is busy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's giving you guys her outs?
She's out. She gives our yeah. Every morning I go, I need to know when you're here and when you're not. And she goes, "All right, well, late June.
you're like a commercial agent.
Late June, I can't be around." Yeah, I'm a commercial. Yeah, I'm not going to send out avails if you're not avail.
Right.
This is a great letter.
I would love to make
VL.
at least a Patreon.
At least a Patreon. I think we can promise that. It's not going to be the highest quality, but that's to be understood. But you're going to hear the sounds of
might be
nature,
pretty good.
and you're going to get to hear what Michael got his hands into across the lake, what he didn't put down. But VL, this is a great letter, great card. Thank you so much, and it's awesome to see the Mouthfoot artist. It's insane. It's so fucking good. We'll post a picture of this. But we wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Rory Scovel
And Daniel Scoville.